Hi, I'm Mike Wolf. I'm editor of World Highways magazine, and today I'd like to talk about a couple of proposed bridge projects which I think are extremely interesting. There's two of them. One of them is in Italy and one of them is in Tanzania. The Italian one is for the Messina Strait Bridge, which would cross from Calabria to the island of Sicily. And the Tanzanian one would connect mainland Tanzania with the island of Zanzibar. There are some parallels between these projects. The southern states of Italy, Calabria and Sicily, are amongst the most economically deprived parts of Italy, so building a bridge would deliver an economic boost to the area, particularly to Calabria. Both Calabria and Sicily rely heavily on tourism. Obviously, being able to replace the ferry service with a regular a proper road route and also a rail line would boost economic activity for the area. And again, for Tanzania, a direct link with Zanzibar, which is a hot spot for tourism, would boost the economy. Now, to look at the Messina Bridge project to start with, let's see, checking my notes here. It's an interesting project. There's a study has just been completed fairly recently. It suggests it would cost 10 billion euros and it would require the highest towers, the longest single span of any suspension bridge yet constructed. Needs to be a suspension bridge because it's a high earthquake risk zone. Suspension bridges can cope with that. Other types of bridges, not so much. The proposals for bridges across the Messina Strait actually date back 2,000 years. Yes, a Roman emperor first suggested building a bridge there. It would have been a pontoon bridge. How that would have coped with the tidal flow is anyone's guess. It probably wouldn't have lasted very long. There was another suggestion in the 11th century. Emperor Charlemagne proposed building a bridge. Technology wasn't up for it at the time. There have been numerous proposals over the centuries since then. I think about 20 years ago they started getting a bit more serious and the technology had probably caught up with it. But it's going to cost 10 billion euros, which is a lot of money. Yes, it could be built. It's going to be very big, very expensive. Towers will have to be 300 meters high. There's a lot of tidal flow, so the towers have to be out of the central channel to avoid bridge scour. It's difficult, but it could be built. Let's see. Switching to Tanzania now, the Chinese Overseas Engineering Group company has made a proposal to the Tanzanian government. They've been in discussions about it. The Chinese have this sort of technology to build such a bridge. It's 50 kilometers between Zanzibar and mainland Tanzania. Chinese have done it. Something similar. They built the Hong Kong, Macau, mainland China link. That's in an area of known for monsoons and for high winds. They can do it, but let's see. It's going to cost a lot. I presume it's going to be built under a concession package, or it'd be run as a concession package with Chinese funding. Maybe a 30-year concession, who knows. It's interesting, it's certainly one to watch. So let's keep an eye on it for further news in the future. So next week we'll be looking at another bridge project. That's the Braila Bridge in Romania, which is due to open shortly. And we've done several reports on it in World Highways. Again, very interesting, very aesthetic looking bridge. So more for the future. Mike Wolf signing off.